Oh, okay.
All right.
Is it all right?
I'm okay. I think we're good to go. I'm find out. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast. Webisode 678. The Meowstic Podcast.
Meowsticks.
Oh boy.
Meowstic's appearance differs drastically between genders, but in either form, it's a bipedal feline Pokemon with human-like
Well, Ray,
posture.
could you tell us about Meowstic, please?
Sure, digitless appendages and 2 tails. The male's fur is predominantly dark blue with accentuations of white, while female's color scheme is reversed.
Scheme.
Did I say it funny?
No, not at all.
The male's ears are mostly
Oh,
blue
you
with
did.
some accents of white, and the tips are pointed straight. The female's ears are entirely white, and the tips are curled. The tuft of fur between the male's ears is white, and in a straight diagonal style, the female's tuft is blue and curled.
I know.
The collar of fur around the male's neck is white and in a pointy
White.
style, while
Oh,
the female's collar is blue
Wheat.
with a curl rising up to its face. The male's eyes are spring green with darker green pupils, while the female's eyes are yellow with red pupils. The male's
It's pronounced
tails,
pupils.
the male's tails each have a white
It's
stripe
pronounced
just
pupples.
before ending in white, while the tails themselves end in a point. The female's tails are blue at the base and end in fluffy white curls. The male's arms end in white, and its legs are white at foot level. The female's arms end in
White,
blue,
white, white. We get it. Everything's white.
and its legs are mostly blue in fashion resembling stockings. The organs hidden in Meowstic's ears emit psychic energy powerful enough to obliterate a 10-ton truck. It usually keeps
Roses
its ears...
are white. Violets are white.
Ooh, great job. Usually keeps its ears tightly shut in order to keep its otherwise uncontrollable power in check, but it will unleash this power if threatened.
Yes,
It usually
of course.
keeps a stoic, virtually emotionless face. Some trainers adore its unsociable demeanor, like I do. The moves it naturally learns depend on its gender. The male's learn set includes mostly supportive and disruptive moves, while the female focuses on all-out offense.
That's enough.
Offense.
That's it. It's done.
Oh,
It's
Good.
number 678. It's a psychic type. Its abilities include Keen
Arctic
Eye
Blast.
or Infiltrator. The male hidden ability is Prankster, and the female hidden ability is Competitive.
Keen Eye.
Excuse me, I just burped. Males
So good.
and females
I
are
was gonna
found
say, since when are we?
because I had some pork rinds before. And
Pork-
Oh, you were excusing yourself to us, not the listeners.
Wait, you eat
Yeah.
pork rinds?
Yeah.
Oh
And I
my
was
god, those
afraid-
are so bad for you, though.
No, they're not.
Wait,
actually.
What?
Thunder.
Huh? What?
I thought I heard someone.
I heard thunder as well.
Are you expecting someone?
Not at all.
Are you
No.
expecting thunder?
50-50 male-female ratio. They're 2 feet tall and 18 lbs.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
You're welcome. Now I'm going to work on music.
Hi, Cedar. Hi, Daka. Hi, Mark.
Well, wait,
Hi,
I'm sorry.
Omar.
I need to know about pork rinds, though.
Well, if you're eating a like almost no carb, high fat diet, then pork rinds are perfectly acceptable.
Oh, okay. Because like for the longest time, I was told that like they're literally the worst thing you can eat.
No, I don't think so.
Hi,
I
Barry.
think there's worse.
Hi, Malik.
Alright.
Hi, Cap'n. Hi, Roth and Agent Ironcat and Santiago and Nader Die and Turquoise Goldscraper and Cammy and Patrick and Dre Gamer and Ser and Steel Diver and Swedish Galaxy 94 and whoever else I didn't see. Thanks for joining us today. Yes, Mark, I have Dead Cells. I was playing Dead Cells. I gotta remember this term. This is the third week in a row where I can't remember this term. Why can't? Hello, Spectre. Why can't I remember this every week? Early access.
Oh, the Steam.
Yes, I've been playing it on Steam in early
You
access.
could just call it beta.
I could, but that's not what it's called on Steam.
It doesn't matter though.
It does to me. It's one of those
Jeez.
things where, like, we were just talking about this with my parents, saying how, like, when people get a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
they like start to lose things, and then but then they're like,
Like their faculties.
yeah, but they're like, I don't care, and they get to a point where they don't care so much that they just start letting like everything slide, and then like a year goes by and they're like, what is this? What is that? They've forgotten everything. I was like, you can't let that happen. You gotta stop those things before they start.
Yeah, you do. Once you've lost it, it's hard to gain it back.
Yeah.
No, you gotta keep up. Yeah. It's much easier to maintain than it is to regain.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
The podcast was not late because of dead cells. No, there was just a lot of regular news to post before I came here. It was late because of me and only me.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, I was just doing regular site stuff, but we're here now. And thank you, Omar, again. But I managed to beat you this time, and I remembered. And Omar, I will forever remember. It's called early access because of you from now on. If I can't think of it, I'm going to think of Omar told me. And I'm going to be, Omar, yes, he told me it was early access.
Yes.
So I'm definitely remembering now. Omar Gooding is in the chat. There's a reference for, let's see if anybody knows that
for
reference.
Very old people.
Yeah, right.
Did you see the thread on Reddit about something about simpler times? Obama had just become president and blah blah blah.
Oh my God!
And
that wasn't even that long ago.
And one of the people was like, "Yeah, I was in the 5th grade," and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
I was old enough to have voted for him twice.
Just think about
then some.
Just think about how our parents feel. They're ancient. This world today must be so scary to them. I told Kirby,
yeah, I thought about that too.
I told Kirby I was going to explain this Band-Aid, which if you can see on that camera is a side duck. I can't turn my finger that way. It's a side duck, trust me.
It's not infected, is it?
No. Hello, Chris. How's the neck, Chris? I don't know if I could ever find that sound clip. That'd be tough. Anyway, so my parents are going to.
That's a good question.
Going to move eventually, and they earlier this week were like, "Hey, could you come over and check out the basement because you got a lot of stuff here. See what you want, what you don't want, we'll throw out. What you do, you can take home." I said, "Yes, I will do that." So I went over there on my night off, and I was like, "All right, let's dig through the old garbage." And I went downstairs. This story is...
Oh, my God, just burn it all, please.
This story is so, typical my dad. It's gonna get really good. So he put together, in the basement, he had grouped everything together, like everything he thought was mine, everything he thought was my sister's. And he's like, "Yeah, just go through and see what you want." So I'm digging through, and I'm finding, I found a Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Oh my God, really? I'll take that.
The bad news was it was only the case.
Oh.
But there's a whole bunch of DVDs down there to go through, which I
okay.
Hi, Matt.
It was DVD, right? Not
yes, it was
VHS.
DVD. Yeah.
I couldn't even remember.
So I'm digging around, and there's a whole bunch of promotional game stuff, because back when I used to go to GameStop all the time because I knew the manager there, he would give me all the stands that they had if I wanted them. So I have a giant Nintendo stand and Super Mario Sunshine promotional stuff, and a giant Doom box, Doom 64, which is definitely coming here. It's huge.
The Doom box?
Yeah, I know, right? The Doom box, let me see if I can if you can see this TV over there, the Doom 64 box is bigger than that TV.
I feel like the Doom box could fit right there.
It is huge. It'd be tight fit.
But I know it has a very special. It's very special to the two of you.
So that's down there. A whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going through all that. Then I get to the boxes, and it's magazines and a couple old toys and just nothing I really wanted. But
I mean, as far as magazines, I'll probably take.
It was
anything you don't want.
Boys Life magazine, which weren't even mine to begin with. Yeah, I got them from.
I used to have those too, actually.
I want to say John the Savage. I just liked reading them. There was one that had There was one that had I vividly remember it. It was two people sitting in a car, but it was a futuristic car, and they were facing each other in the car, and they were playing a game of chess. And it was our self-driving cars, the future. And I was like, wow, that'd be amazing. You could play games with each other and look at each other. I used to just stare at that cover
I
forever.
like the comic strips in Boys Life, to be honest.
Yes, that's see, it was good.
Dick and Duff.
Did I still make Boys Life?
I mean, it's a magazine, so I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, right.
It's a print magazine, so.
So anyway, I'm going through those boxes, and I get to another box that has like, it looks like it has magazines and a couple like figurines in it and stuff like that. So I put my hand in to dig through the stuff, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I pulled my hand out,
Weevils.
and it was like a horror movie. I'm not lying. My finger was like, whisk, whisk, like squirting blood. I've never seen anything like it in real life. And so my dad was down there doing something else, and I start going, "Oh my god, I'm bleeding!" And he's like, "Oh what? Oh no!" And I go,
Huh? What?
I go, "Do you have anything?" And he goes, "I got this glove," and it was like an old, dirty glove. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna shove my hand in this glove. Can I get disinfected, please?" So we have a sink, or my parents have a sink in the basement. I was like, I got to go over to the sink. So I go to the sink, and my dad's like, "Yeah, I just got to turn it on. I don't know, like not at the knob,
it's a sink.
at the yeah, it was like at the valve somewhere." So and I'm like, "Oh God!" So I just ran upstairs. And I'm in the kitchen sink as my mom is making dinner, and like she's like trying to like clean things in the sink, and I'm like squirting into the sink. So I got the water running. I was like, ah.
So what happened exactly?
I'll get to
okay.
it. I had to go into the bathroom because I was like, "Mom, do we have any antibacterial soap?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think this bar of soap is," and it's my parents' house, which means it's a bar of soap from like 60 years ago. And I'm like, "No, like anything." So my dad goes, "Yeah, we have unopened, brand new antibacterial soap bars," and he got them. And I was like, "All right." So I'm like washing my finger off, and the bar is turning not like bright red, like that, like dark, like I'm gonna die. And my dad leaves the room. Like every time I take my hand off my finger, it's squirting on the backsplash in the bathroom, like on the mirror, and I not up top or right on the back. And I was like, "This is disgusting." My dad's going. I was like, "Dad, don't come in here." And he walks in. And he's like, "Oh no." So anyway, I keep cleaning it off. I go through like half a roll of paper towels. I'm holding it. It finally stops bleeding. Like 20 minutes later, bandage it up. Blah blah blah. I'm like, "What the hell was down there? What did I cut myself on?" My dad goes, "Oh, there's a box of glass down there. I forgot to tell you." It's like a box of broken glass.
A box of, not like a box of glasses or a box of glass
box
vases.
Of broken glass.
A box of broken
but
glass.
With like magazines and toys in it. It's like, I forgot to tell you. I was like, what? Why would you leave that?
And you know what's the best part of the whole thing? The garbage cans are in the garage, in the basement. It's like 3 steps away to take the broken glass and put it in a garbage container.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
What an asshole.
So
right?
I was like, he's just sitting down there like waiting. He's like, "Oh, he's getting closer to the box. Here it comes. He's going to stick his hand."
Oh my God.
He was very upset.
Meanwhile, your mom is like, "You know my little tender-handed boy." And I'm like, "No, he got shivved by a fish tank in the basement."
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was a broken fish tank. So shards of fish tank glass, which is great. But that's where the Band-Aid comes from. I had my finger all like taped up the first day, but
I bought you special Band-Aids to make you feel
yes,
better.
I taped up my finger and used regular Band-Aids. Mom Brain bought Pokemon Band-Aids for a couple days ago. Yeah, that wouldn't be out of question, Malik Halo, for my dad to be like, "Oh, it's a box of used needles." Because my mom has MS. It could have been that. It could have been a box of old needles.
In, like the old soda bottles.
And like
biohazard.
The biohazard container. Yeah, that's true. Man, I guess it could have been worse. Could have been a box full of needles.
Made you bleed so much.
That is true. Yes, I used Neosporin, Omar. I did. Thank you.
No, you didn't. You used Polysporin, which is better.
I used Neosporin at my parents' house.
But since then, you've been using Polysporin.
Okay. What's the difference between the two besides the name?
Is antibacterial.
Neosporin said antibacterial. I specifically read it.
Good.
So, in other words, you don't know the difference between
Polysporin is better.
Hello, the name key and clown. Thanks for joining us. So that's my story. No, I'm like 3.5 days out. It's not swelling up. It's fine.
No, everything's fine with
My
it.
finger feels fine. Just, you know, if I hit it
alive.
at exactly the right spot where the cut is.
He comes home and I'm like, all right, can you feel your fingertip? Is it throbbing? Does it smell? Is there redness? Like
no,
panic.
it wasn't like a big slice, but it was a deep puncture. It was like it must have been like the corner of the fish tank because it's like a V that went into my finger. But yes, I did. Did we use iodine or not iodine?
Peroxide.
Peroxide. Yes.
Yes.
Doka said iodine. I was like, no, we're not using that. Yes.
My mom used to use mercurochrome.
I don't even know what that is.
It was like a antibacterial something, and it was the nastiest color, like red brown. I wonder if it had mercury.
Hi, Hylian. Hope you're doing well too. Oh, Omar says Neosporin actually has more antibiotics than Polysporin.
You don't need all that crap.
All right.
Does it work for Neosporin?
That's our gross story for this podcast. Let's talk about some news because there were some big stories this week. Obviously, there was a Smash Brothers Ultimate Direct, which we will get into later. Oh, I thought you hit something and it didn't work.
Oh no!
Huh?
I was.
What?
Look.
Wow! Incredible!
That looks like serious stuff.
You can't buy it in where is it? Switzerland, Brazil, France, Germany, and no longer in the US because of the mercury content. It's a wonder I made it this far.
We will talk about the Ultimate Direct in a little bit, but we have some other stories to cover before that.
Wait, that's not on here either, is it?
No, because it's Ultra Combo.
Yeah, all we have is Ultra Combo or Combo Breaker.
I don't know if I know I've heard Ultra Combo. I don't think we have it on there though. All right, let's talk about this. Nintendo has updated The Legend of Zelda.
I gotta be honest, you really dropped the ball on this soundboard thing.
Come on, man! I spent 40 bucks on that.
I'm just kidding.
Nintendo's updated The Legend of Zelda timeline, and they've made a few notable changes. First off, Breath of the Wild is at the very end of the timelines because there's split timelines, but not connected to any of them. So there's no, it's just at the very end, no specific connection. And also in the Fallen Hero timeline, Link's Awakening now takes place before the Oracle games, which is how you played them in real life, because Link's Awakening came out before Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
You, Link, are the hero!
And they talked to Mr. Al Newman about all these changes. And he says, of course, Breath of the Wild is at the very end. And they're asking about, but which timeline is it at the end of? And he's like, well, Mr. Fujibayashi says that's up to the player's imagination, isn't it? I don't know.
Wait,
you're the creators. You tell me.
I have no idea.
And then Famitsu, who's doing the interview, says, so the way to interpret the lore of Breath of the Wild is still up for academic debate. And Mr. Fujibayashi says, that's why you should pay attention to future studies as well. Please look forward to it. Basically saying, like,
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
You gotta wait to see what happens in the next Zelda game, and maybe there'll be some juicy tidbits in there.
Oh, yeah.
First comment comes from... No, I take that back.
No?
It's an argument.
It's not juicy?
It's argument.
Oh, of course.
First comment comes from Chesu, and Chesu says, I don't know why they won't admit that it's set after Hyrule Warriors and be done with it. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know what the hell's going on in the timeline for the most part. I just enjoy the game.
I just saved you from Ganon.
I wish they would say that in the end of a real Zelda game, not one of those games. There should be an Easter egg ending. That's that. God, that's... Why would he say that? God, that's so dumb. Why would he say it like that?
Because those games are too good.
They were too good for us, damn it. I just saved you from Ganon. Panic Button, who is known for working on a whole bunch of very top-notch, high-profile Switch ports, was asked what their dream project would be. And this is indeed a dream because it has probably a less than zero chance of happening. Panic Button says their dream Switch port to work on would be Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a Sony exclusive. So I really don't think there'd ever be a chance of that happening. But I guess some stranger things have happened. Hello, Nintendo fanboy. And you could imagine that would be a very big technical undertaking for the team, even though they are very highly skilled in their porting projects. I would imagine that Horizon Zero Dawn would be probably their most challenging project to date. But we'll never get to see. We will never get to see because that's not going to happen. Wouter says, do it, Sony. What are you, chicken? I don't think Sony's going to do that. No.
You're saying they're chicken?
Oh, God, this is such a good story.
Are you saying that Sony is chicken, though?
I am not.
Okay.
Wouter was asking them if they're chicken. This is a great story. Probably my favorite story of the whole week.
Oh, all right.
So Yokai Watch is a thing.
Oh, this story.
And Yokai Watch, the anime, is still going on in Japan. Hello, Kiminu. Hello, Austin. Austin, I don't know if I'm going to talk about that, honestly. You guys let me know in the chat if you want to see me, or if you want to hear me talk about what Austin is mentioning, and I'll weigh the pros and cons. But anyway, let's talk about Yokai Watch. So in Japan, the Yokai Watch anime is obviously ahead of where we are, and the regular Yokai Watch anime has ended. And in the same time slot is Yokai Watch Shadow Side, which is apparently a more adult version of Yokai Watch. But again, it's airing in the same time slot as the original Yokai Watch. So I would imagine that many children who are fans of Yokai Watch just continue watching because it's the continuation of the anime.
Sure, sure.
And just when I say it's more adult, I don't mean it's, Adult Swim content. I mean, like, as kids get older content. So instead of like 8 to 10-year-olds, it's like 11 to 13-year-olds or something like that. So in this show, they have shown the character Zundomaru, and he's been in some of the games. He's also been in the anime before, but it was this particular appearance that caught a lot of attention. So Zundomaru is the yokai of uneaten ramen.
Right, and his dick is a teapot.
Yes. He gets very upset when people don't eat all of their ramen, because that's a yokai.
Like, why wouldn't you eat all your ramen?
Did I say hi to you, Cam? Hi, Cam. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. It makes him angry. So this character is wearing a pot on his head for boiling ramen, I guess. Mm-hmm. And around his waist is a kettle for hot water. Yes. And the spout of the kettle is where his dick would be. Yes. Yeah. So in and of itself, the character...
Don't get too cocky.
In and of itself, the character is a little strange. But I guess they weren't drawing too much attention to it. Until this most recent episode. So in this most recent episode, Zundomaru was fighting some other yokai. And to stop this yokai from attacking, he, first he blocks a sword attack with the spout of the kettle, which, again, would be his dick.
Yes.
And they shoot part of the scene.
The shaft of the penis.
They shoot part of the scene from the perspective of the kettle spout. So it's like looking from his dick. But then,
of course,
to really ward off his enemy, he shoots out hot liquid into the enemy's face, which apparently which apparently is a liquid that has a special ingredient in it, and that's how he wards off his enemies.
Well, wait, so I wanted to ask you this: is that what they call it in the show? Do they call it like special ingredient water?
I don't know what the actual name is. But it's specifically addressed as something. It has a special ingredient in it. That's all.
Okay.
To make the ramen better, of course.
It's the extra protein.
It's seasoned water for the ramen, of course. So this was so offensive to a lot of parents that they called in to complain to the network about this scene. They were like, "What is my kid watching? I thought this was Yokai Watch, but now this guy's shooting jizz out of his dick to stop this enemy."
I mean, at some point, your kids are going to be doing that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
At some point in your life, your boy children are going to be shooting semen and also wearing a pot on their heads. So you just got to get used to it.
Oh, yeah, so great. That's so great.
So
everybody loves me.
I don't know what else to say about that other than if Shadow Side, the anime, gets localized here. Since the Yokai Watch series airs on Disney, I don't think they're going to be airing that episode, or at least that episode will be.
Oh my god!
Heavily
I didn't even realize it was on Disney.
Oh yeah.
Oh
that's not gonna, The Dreaming Hawk says
the whole load is all over Disney.
At first, I was going to point out how there's a literal butt monster that farts in the first game in anime, which I find more stupid than this guy. But then I remembered the newer yokai show is actually a bit more enjoyable by being a bit more dark and serious now. That being said, I don't think anyone thinks that dark and serious means to tone up the adult jokes. I don't personally mind them, but talk about tone shift and weirdness. Yes, I agree with all the things you said. Like I said, I am not personally offended by this in the least. I think it's very funny. I just don't think personally that it is age appropriate. If this was like I said in the video I did, if this was like an Adult Swim cartoon or something, spot on, perfect.
I gotta be honest. When you said that like people in Japan were offended by this, I was like, oh really?
I read a lot.
I thought they
people,
were like all about this stuff.
I read a lot of people who said that they were very surprised that the Japanese audience was offended by this. I guess.
Yeah, I figured they were like used to this at this point. Right?
I guess the Yokai Watch Shadow Side just took it a little too far.
Because it's like for children that they're offended. Like if it weren't like kids.
Yeah, well, you also have to look at it like.
I mean, children need special ingredients too, right?
Like Shin-Chan is for adults. But children also watch it. And Shin-Chan's running around without any pants on all the time, showing his little ding dong, his little butt.
Mr. Elephant. Mr. Elephant.
That's right. Yeah. Yes. So, so I don't know, but yes, this was too much for them. Moving on to something wholesome. Nintendo said that Captain Toad Treasure Tracker was originally going to star Link.
Really?
Link was going to be the hero.
You, Link, are the hero.
Yeah, Link was going to be in the main role because they wanted a character who couldn't jump, so he had to traverse these levels by walking around, exploring, and solving puzzles.
I've seen him do it though.
Yeah, like he doesn't have they're saying he doesn't have a dedicated jump button, or at least didn't for a long time.
I guess.
But then they were like, no, Link doesn't make too much sense. Let's try somebody else, and they were like, how about that little Captain Toad?
I'm the best.
Who says this? Shinya Hiratake at Nintendo says, we thought that Captain Toad in Super Mario 3D World was perfect because it brought in the element of searching to Mario's world. We wanted to build a sandbox, a small contained world that had a linear path and someone that could not jump. By having a main character that couldn't jump, we thought it would be easier for a player to explore the 3D world. Also, we would be able to contain the world and not make it too big. We thought Link would be a little too courageous and he would want to fight enemies with his weapons. Captain Toad is still courageous, but maybe a little bit weaker. And by having a character like that, we thought we could have the player focus on the geography and turning the camera. That kind of gameplay. In the end, I think it worked out really well. And they're asked about potential Captain Toad 2 or maybe DLC for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. And they say, is that something you'd want? It really kind of depends on how people respond. So Nintendo's saying, would you like a sequel? If you would, A, buy Captain Toad on the Wii U, the 3DS, or the Switch, and then B, let us know that you would like more content. I would like it. I think Captain Toad is one of the most Nintendo-like Nintendo games that they've put out in a long time. So, yes, I will take more content. Thank you.
I'm the best!
Gloop says they could have used Ravio. Now, that is very true, because Ravio was not courageous. He was a little scaredy rabbit Link.
Oh, that was from
Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Two Worlds.
Yeah, he was the low rule Link that was too afraid to do anything, which is why what happened. So yes, that would have been a great idea.
That was a good game.
That was a good game.
I must say.
Come on, Brain. You have fond memories of that game.
Which game?
Link Between Worlds.
I beat that game on Christmas.
I know. That's why I was saying this. Thanks for joining us, Mom Brain.
My pleasure.
Mom Brain. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not usually the time we talk about this, but do you want to talk about it? Because our next story pertains to it. Our next story is about Fortnite. Do you have anything to say, Mom Brain?
I do.
Please, the podcast is yours.
I would like you all to know that last week,
Did you get the dub?
I got my first dub.
Oh my god!
Thanks, guys. I was playing duos with Raw Meat, so it wasn't just my dub; it was our dub. but it was a sweet.
You,
victory.
Link, are the hero.
You did it. You finally got a dub.
Thank you. Yes, I did. I'm so excited.
That's that's very impressive.
It was a big deal.
It was so
Sure.
impressive that
Oh,
she
yeah.
didn't even know she won when it happened.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. All of a sudden, everything started slowing down, and I thought there was lag. Like, I was like, what? But we're so close. We can win this one. And then all of a sudden,
What
it was
happened?
like Victory Royale, and I was like, oh my god! It was very exciting.
Yeah, the last person that was left, it was 2-on-1.
Wow, incredible.
And the guy was running around the outskirts of the storm. I could see where he was, so I was shooting him with what I had and picking him off and hitting him a little bit. And he got down to white numbers, which meant he didn't have any shield left. He had about like 40 health, but he was hanging too close to the storm, so I was picking him off as the storm was coming. And then the storm did the rest of the work. So we got the win. Our team had 2 kills. Or 3 kills, maybe. I don't remember. But that replay is forever saved on the Switch. Marie can relive that moment whenever she wants to.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
Cammy says, still not 1-1. Hang in there, Cammy.
Look, it's not easy. I'll tell you that.
We'll get there.
Mom Brain's got to get the solo dub. You haven't played Fortnite since you got that dub.
We were like, I don't know. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe.
Maybe.
And you looked at me and you were like, we're going to stop.
Well, we got the win.
Yes.
I didn't want to keep pushing ahead. You had been working so hard and so long for that win. I didn't want to like get a win and then go into another game. I was like, that's it. The win has been gotten. We are taking a break. The dub has been collected.
Yeah.
Spectre says, love to see some live Let's Play videos of you guys on Fortnite. I've been thinking about doing that with like me and Lube and John Savage and Nikki Hill.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I think we could.
I don't know.
You're not around today.
Also, you're a loser.
I'm going to take my Switch with me.
Oh, well, maybe we'll see you out there. Yes, Omar, my mom has won 4 games, I think, solo games, all solo. So, yes, we're talking about Fortnite. In Fortnite, as we've talked about for a few weeks now, the motion controls were good when they first came out as far as inverse was working. And then they crapped out because a subsequent update screwed it up. And basically, if you're whether you're a regular player or an inverse player, it was going to be opposite of what you wanted it to. And we were trying to get Epic's attention about it. Finally, I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. I know Nick Chester, who worked for Destructoid, then moved to, I believe, Harmonix, and I moved from Harmonix to Epic. And I was like, I'm friends with him. Let me message him. So I hit him up on Facebook. And he got in touch and he said, oh, I'll reach out to the dev team and let them know. And the very next day on Reddit, the dev team said they were made aware of the issue and they were working on a motion controls fix. So I reached out to Nick and I was like, did you tell him? He goes, yeah, I did. I told him right away. I don't know if they followed up or not. I said, well, actually, they just made an update now. So seems like he passed it on and they were quick to jump on it. So the fix, as of when the podcast started, is not available yet, but they are working on it. They said, we've heard that since new features for the Switch gyro controls were added in 5.1, there have been complaints surrounding the functionality. We're investigating the cause and working on improving this. We know you want your gyro controls back to feeling crisp and intuitive again and want you to know we're on the case and we'll get this sorted out as soon as we're able to. And if you check out the link in our post, they have a link on Reddit to let you know when the issue has been fixed. So I checked yesterday, and it said they were still investigating and working on the fix, but that link will be updated when the fix is out, and then obviously that'll pertain to an update on the Switch as well. Staccazo says, I remember the exact same thing where I liked the gyro controls, then an update messed up the yaw of the controllers, and then another update fixed the yaw, but the gyro still didn't feel right. Hope they adopt a Breath of the Wild style gyro controls. Well, I don't know what they're going to do, but hopefully, at the very least, they undo the mistake that they did. Don't do what Donnie Don't does.
Right.
Octopath
Don't
Traveler.
relax. We're not done yet.
Octopath Traveler has been quite a success so far. As we said, it has sold over 1 million copies, and I'm sure it's higher now, obviously. And Square Enix had a bit more to say about the game's success in their Q1 fiscal results. I will share with you what they said. They said sales were stronger than Square Enix pre-sales forecast, and the game exceeded expectations, especially in the US and Europe. There's a higher than average ratio of download version versus package, and that might be because package became hard to find. Square Enix believes a newfound appreciation for JRPGs helped the title do well. And they also think it drew in consumers who enjoyed Square Enix's RPGs from the 16-bit era, obviously, because it has that aesthetic, although greatly updated. And they also say new elements like the HD 2D and attractive characters helped woo in more customers. Yeah. Square Enix still believes the Switch is a good platform for mid-range games, and I guess they consider Octopath Traveler to be a mid-range game because it's not expensive as something as like Final Fantasy, whatever, or Kingdom Hearts 3, or even Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because that's another high budget title that they're publishing.
Oh, yeah.
They say expect more games on the way to Switch, and Octopath Traveler will remain Switch exclusive, they want you to know. And if there are more entries or things to do in the Octopath world, you can expect them to go to Switch. So they're not confirming a sequel or anything like that, but they're saying this game is staying Switch exclusive, so if we're ever going to do more with it, then that's where it's going to be on Switch. Link Triforce says, well, let's see. No, J-Rakes has the top-rated comment, and he says, if Octopath Traveler is decently safe, then I guess I'll take decently safe over big titles. Oh, and Switch is getting Dragon Quest XI, and I'm pretty sure that's sufficiently big. Yeah, big. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I just realized how much heat is generated off of this.
Yes, it's a lot.
Whole apparatus.
That's why when I'm like working, the cat sits right here because this is where the vent is.
Yeah, he must be like freezing, right?
Cats are always cold.
I guess so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their body temperature is actually lower than ours.
Oh my god.
So they're really cool.
Maybe you guys should just like get like a space heater or something.
Or a sweater.
A cat sweater, yes.
We definitely don't.
I could make one.
I'm sure you could.
And I could make him wear it.
So Nintendo had their Super Smash Brothers
forever.
Ultimate.
A nice red sweater, like Mr. Rogers.
For those that don't know, my
Won't
pet
you
peeve.
Be my neighbor?
My
forever.
My pet peeve is animals wearing clothing. Unless they absolutely need to. Like a little chihuahua needs like a jacket or something like that.
Oh my god. Well, chihuahuas don't deserve to live as far as I'm concerned.
We saw a chihuahua on the internet that was like Ren perfectly. It was like a real life Ren.
It was so gross.
Anyway, Smash Brothers Ultimate. We had the direct this week, and there were some announcements that shocked the world. Although one of them was leaked. One of them was leaked the night before, but one of them was not. Really? So,
but one of them was.
But one of them was, and here's the one that was.
First off, the one that was, that everybody pretty much guessed based off the leak.
Was the one that was.
Is Simon Belmont of Castlevania fame. He will be coming to Smash Brothers Ultimate. Yes, he's bringing his whip, which is called the
Vampire Killer?
The Vampire Killer.
Yes. The Lasso of Truth.
And he'll also be bringing his infamous sub-weapons, including the Axe, Cross, Holy Water, and his final smash is the Grand...
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even hit that intentionally.
His final smash is the Grand Cross. And with him comes Richter Belmont, who is an Echo fighter. Richter is...
Die, monster!
There he is. Okay.
There, it's Richter. Richter is the guy that wears all blue. He's a little faster than Simon, and he has that. He's the opening scene in Symphony of the Night.
That's right.
Fighting Dracula, and yeah, that's the final smash that we were talking about. The final smash is the one where like Richter levitates in the air and all the crosses fly around him. So yes, Richter is joining the battle. The other new character that we didn't know was coming was a complete secret and is one that people have been asking for a very long time, is actually happening. King K Rool is going to be a playable character. He was introduced to us through Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, who are hanging out in Donkey Kong's house, and they look outside and they see a silhouette of King K Rool, but it turns out to be King DDD in a costume, and DDD laughs his ass off. And then real King K Rool comes in and smacks the crap out of them, And that's how he's revealed as a playable character. So he is coming, and he's bringing all the weapons you think he would have, like throwing his crown at people and his blunderbuss that shoots the cannonballs and all that stuff.
So King Dedede was like, you thought I was a crocodile, but I'm really just a penguin.
Yep. Really just a giant, stupid penguin.
Is he? Wait, I'm sorry.
He's a penguin.
Is he? He really is a penguin, though?
Yeah. He's a penguin. He's a giant penguin. Under that wrongly colored Santa Claus hat is just his bald blue head. Yeah, he's a penguin.
I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's more normal than Kirby because Kirby's not like Kirby's a Kirby, but King Dedede is a penguin. Kirby is a Kirby.
Yeah, at least we know to some extent what King Dedede is.
Yes.
Yeah, like
I don't know what a Kirby is. No.
Yeah, Kirby. Like, I'm surprised. Like more people don't like. They're not like afraid of him.
Oh, Kirby, because what? That's a good question.
Because he's.
What would you be more afraid of?
He's an unidentified like life form, right?
Kirby or a giant penguin? Like,
a giant penguin gonna eat me?
Am I going into this knowing the personalities of each, or am I just seeing them both for the first time?
If you had to, if you were seeing them for the first time,
I might still be more afraid of King Dedede because he's bigger. Like seeing a big penguin like that might be kind of.
And also Kirby's like very huge.
Kirby's like a.
I think that works to his advantage.
But I think penguins can sometimes look a little menacing, right?
Sure.
Like a little bit.
Sure, why not? Moving on. There are other Echo fighters that were announced as well, including Chrome or Chrom from Fire Emblem, and also Dark Samus from Metroid.
Wait, why don't we have from Other End? Remember me? Yeah, why is that guy
here? Because Nintendo doesn't want anybody to remember him. That's
you can get that quote. Right?
Remember me? Yeah, I can get that easily. It's funny you say that because I was just watching the reveal trailer for that again, and he's in the very first trailer.
Oh my god!
I will gladly add that.
Yeah, please. By all means, I'll contribute.
I'll play that all the time. Dracula's Castle will be a new stage in Smash Brothers Ultimate, as well as New Donk City Hall. There will be more than 100 stages, at least that's what we've seen revealed so far. 103 revealed stages. And then there's the Castlevania stage is going to feature over 30 different Castlevania songs, as well as stage hazards related to the Castlevania series. So not 30 of them, but multiple stage hazards, such as Dracula, or Frankenstein with the flea man on his shoulder, or Medusa, or teased in a silhouette, Kid Dracula. Kid Dracula is going to be in Smash Bros.
I like this on Facebook.
Yes, I was. They specifically showed his silhouette, but they marked it with question marks. Whoa!
I'm sorry. Have they ever established like who Kid Dracula is related to? Is he like? He's not Dracula's son. Is he
officially Dracula's son?
Because he's not like Alucard's brother or cousin or something.
I hope so. Right? I don't know if they've officially done it. I know that they officially labeled Kid Dracula as part of the Castlevania series. I
didn't even realize until like years later.
Yeah, it's officially part of the game. But who he is, that I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
There are over, if you include all the little jingles and everything, 900 compositions for Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I think if you're just looking at songs in general, there's over 800. But if you include the little jingles,
wow, incredible!
If you include the little jingles when you win and stuff like that, it's over 900. Okay. They say that's more than 28 hours of video game music. And also, if you're playing in handheld mode, you can turn the Switch screen off and just use your Switch as sort of an iPod, but only for Smash Brothers music. So you can listen to all 28 hours of music while you're on the go. New items shown off include the Banana Gun, the Killing Edge, the Bomber, the Death Scythe, which is from Castlevania. Death's Scythe is going to be in the game.
Oh, right.
You'll be able to pick that up and use it. There's a staff, the Ramblin' Evil Mushroom, and the Rage Blaster. New Pokemon are added to the game as far as being used in Pokeballs. That includes Abra, Solgaleo, Lunala, Mimikyu, and the enormous Alolan Executor. New assist trophies include Zero from Mega Man, Knuckles from Sonic, Crystal from Star Fox Adventures,
Yes, okay.
the Rathalos or the Rathalos from the Monster Hunter series, the Moon from Zelda Majora's Mask, which is amazing in the trailer. You see the moon come in and just like fly at the stage slowly and like shake and turn the
like
screen
an actual
dark.
Character now.
Yes, the moon comes in to attack you as an assist trophy, and then
that moon is terrifying.
One of the most exciting reveals.
It's one of the most
he's
terrifying things ever.
One of the most exciting reveals in this footage was. Shovel Knight will be an assist trophy. Shovel Knight is coming in, and it looks like I'd have to watch the footage again. I don't know if he attacks people, but I know he digs up food. So you can see him run around and dig up and like pop a turkey out of the ground and stuff like that. Because in the game, you do dig out corners of walls and stuff to find food. There will be a classic mode. That's the single player mode in which players battle against a series of fighters. There's stamina battle, there's a final smash meter. In addition to regular final smashes that can be activated after breaking a smash ball, the final smash meter is now a selectable option. If enabled, players can charge their final smash meter over the course of a battle. Once the final smash meter is fully charged, players can unleash a less powerful final smash attack. There's a new mode called Squad Strike, which is 5-on-5 or 3-on-3. There's a tournament mode for up to 32 players. There's Smashdown mode. After battling in this mode, the previously selected fighters will no longer be available, forcing players to have to pick a different fighter for the next round. So this favors players who are well skilled at multiple characters instead of just maining one. Hello, Retro Az. There's a training mode as well, which has an exclusive arena that shows you like the trajectory of characters after you hit them and stuff like that. So it was a very good direct, in one of my opinions.
In one of my opinions?
It was one of the best directs in my opinion. There you go.
What?
Sorry, I was reading something in the chat.
It's okay.
The Destructo94 is a top-rated comment, and he says, I screamed and cried while watching the reveal at work. After 15 years, K Rool is finally in Smash. Yes, he is. And one of the guys at Rare, the guy who named King K Rool and was involved in his creation, tweeted out that he never thought he'd see the day when King K Rool was a playable character in Smash Brothers. And he said, now that he sees it, he wishes he gave the character a better name. And I said, no! It's great. It's standard Rare. It's a very bad pun. That's how Rare games work. I think it's the perfect name.
It's a bad like video game pun in general.
Yes, right? Yes. It's perfect Rare stuff. And also, I forget the guy's name, unfortunately, but he is one of the few people still at Rare that was back then that in those days.
Poor guy.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. Hey,
he
gotta make money.
To, like kill himself.
Yeah, right.
Every
used
day.
to work on big name franchises and all that. Now, well, they just put out Sea of Thieves, which I guess did well for them. But
hey,
yeah.
We're making money.
All right.
I guess you don't want to kill yourself anymore, right?
That's how it works. Also, a Smash Bros. Ultimate Limited Edition was revealed for Europe, and it includes a copy of the game, obviously, a Nintendo GameCube controller that is the Super Smash Bros. Edition, and a GameCube controller adapter for your Switch. This product has not been announced for North America, so right now only Europe, it seems. Shillelagh says, that looks nice, but I own all three pieces. Only the game is updated. Speaking of things we hope for, let's hope this game all fits on the cartridge. I could see this surpassing 16 gigs, but I also can see Nintendo making sacrifices like audio quality or video compression in order to squeeze it into the cartridge. No way they will use a 32 gig cartridge. I think we talked about the file size. I think we know the file size. I want to say it was like 12 gigs or something like that. I could be wrong. If you search this site, I know we have a file size story.
Okay.
Continuing to Smash Brothers news, Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, King K Rool, Crom, and Dark Samus will also get
I never
their...
played to you before. I have no tongue for it.
They will also get their own amiibo. So if you want an amiibo of all those characters, yes, they are coming. They didn't give an official release date. They just say they will be released in the future. So clear off some more room on your amiibo shelf because these are going to be some awesome amiibo. Eric XC says, "Jokes on you, Crom. Jokes on you. Crom already had an amiibo." And how am I supposed to say his name? Chrome or Crom? Chrom.
I figured it was Crom.
I would say Crom.
You're talking about the
Fire Emblem
guy, right?
Delicious Croms. I love Croms.
Yeah, it's Crom, right?
Who left Croms all over the couch?
Daka says, "More Conan." He appreciated your...
Yes, thank you.
As we talked about last week and said was rumored and speculated upon, this week it was confirmed. Google Croms and Swedish Galaxy. It is confirmed that Mega Evolutions will be a part of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Mega Evolutions activate when you have the Keystone and the Pokemon's associated Mega Stone. So there you go. It's been confirmed. Nintendo put out an official press release about it. They put out a trailer. It's all confirmed. We talked about it last week, but now you know for sure. Sean Sneecha says, "It makes sense. It also would make sense that any pre-post evolutions of Kanto 151 are included. It would make sense if you can get a Pichu, for example, or evolve Eevee into Umbreon." Well, this is like a foreign language to me, but if you think it makes sense, then I think it makes sense.
Yeah, whenever people start talking about Pokemon, I just, like, my eyes glaze over. I gotta be honest.
I mean, I do like Pokemon, but I am very far outside of the realm of knowledgeable about Pokemon.
Yeah, me too.
Matthew, we have... Yeah, thank you, Omar. Matthew was asking about when does the second season of Castlevania come to Netflix? In October.
Oh, well, that's appropriate.
Well, that's what I said, yeah. Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, by then you'll have time to watch the first 4 episodes.
Well, last night I just finished...
Oh, good.
No.
I'm sorry.
I just finished...
I didn't watch Castlevania yet.
No, I just finished Westworld Season 2.
Oh, thank
and
God.
I was like, I need something short now, so I'm going to... Castlevania is my next thing, because I can do that in one night.
Right.
I'm
sure you'll get to that before October.
Yes, that honestly is my next thing. I wrote down a list of all the things I want to watch.
Sure.
Westworld 2, Westworld Season 2 was at the top of the list. And I didn't want to go right into another, 10-part, 12-part series. I just want to, because I know Castlevania is like the length of a movie.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Dragon Quest XI Switch development is going well, says the series creator. But he also teased that we might be seeing something at TGS. So every time Square Enix is asked about Dragon Quest XI on the Switch, they're like, it's a long ways off. We can't really talk about it, blah, blah, blah. Well, series creator Yuji Horii said this. I can't really talk about it much, but I can say that the Switch version is coming along nicely. You know, there are a lot of possibilities at Tokyo Game Show for all kinds of announcements. What else can I say? Well then, all right. They're going to show something for Dragon Quest XI at the Tokyo Game Show, at least the Switch version. So maybe the game is further along than we thought. I still don't think it's going to be a 2018 release by any stretch of the imagination, but 2019, hopefully. Japa986 is top-rated comment, and it's talking about the other comments. Shadowbuster says, going well into development hell, it seems. That's funny.
Going well into development hell.
And then Japa says, I sense a tiny bit of pessimism in these comments. Well, we'll see. I mean, Square Enix has done right by the Switch so far, so maybe things are going well. We're going to skip that. Yeah, we're going to talk about this. So, as we've talked about before, lots of people want Waluigi to be playable in Smash Bros. Ultimate and not just an assist trophy.
Sure.
And now some people on the internet are convinced that...
Bingo! Ho, ho, ho.
I like... We're talking about Waluigi and you give me a Luigi comment.
I thought you said Luigi.
No. Close enough, though.
Oh, geez.
Waluigi or Luigi?
Oh, jeez. Do we have it? Yeah, there's no Waluigi.
What the hell does Waluigi say? Like, he doesn't have any...
Bingo.
No, that's Luigi. We don't.
He doesn't say anything. He's like...
I mean, he's...
That's why people like him, because he's like he's not even a character.
I mean, he says things, but he doesn't have any like catchphrases
Exactly,
or memorable lines like Wario.
Oh, God, why do people like him? I still can't get it.
Sam says bingo, close enough. Anyway, people are convinced, or some people are convinced, that in the Direct, Nintendo, or specifically Sakurai, was teasing Waluigi as playable, or just teasing Waluigi fans. How is he doing that?
I'm sure he's teasing them just to get them off his back.
Through a pair of chairs.
Oh my God.
For some reason, Sakurai was sitting in this random room presenting this Direct, and a camera, he was sitting on the left-hand side. Camera was focused on him over here, but a lot of empty space on the right. And on the right, there are 2 chairs.
Oh my God.
A purple chair.
2 chairs.
And what some people are saying is a yellow chair, but the debate is out. Some people are saying lime green. Some people are saying a mix of yellow and green. But those 2 chairs, why are they there?
Mario!
Why are they there? Well, here's the first comment that any normal person would say. What the hell do purple and yellow have to do with Waluigi? Because Waluigi's colors are purple and black. But
that's true, right?
The L on Waluigi's hat is yellow. Yellow.
Rami, I'm sorry. I think I need you to actually like explain to me
why people want
why
Waluigi.
people like Waluigi at all.
All right, so my understanding is
it just because he's like a meme at this point?
Well, a meme status definitely helps, but he became a meme because of people wondering why Wario got so many starring roles in multiple franchises, yet poor Waluigi never gets anything other than second fiddle in party/sports games.
Those
He's
creepy
never
little
gotten
legs, man.
He's never gotten a chance to strike out on his own. You plays them in a party game, you plays them in whatever sports games are out, but no Wario or no Waluigi game to himself. Wario has WarioWare, Wario has Wario Land, Wario has other Wario games that have been spun off, like Wario World and Master whatever it is, Master Disguise, Wario Master Disguise.
What was the first game that he ever appeared in?
Waluigi.
Yeah.
I figured you would know. Tennis?
Yeah, right? It was probably like...
Does somebody know that off the top of their head, the first Waluigi game? I'm going to guess, like, Mario Tennis on a 64.
I'm going to guess it was like some sports game where they were like, Wario, he needs like a similar...
Yeah, they're like,
character.
Well, Mario's got a brother, and it's Luigi, so Wario's got to have a brother.
That was probably all there was to it, right?
Yeah,
and now, like, people are, like, obsessing over this to the point where they're, like, threatening Sakurai with... They're threatening to, like, kill his family over this shit.
Nintendo Nintendo fanboy says Mario Tennis 64, so there you go. That's it. Yeah. I mean, I will say it would be nice to see him get his own starring role in the game. Yes, I
sure, right, because he's so well developed.
Well, that's the thing. Wario only became well developed because he got his own games. Waluigi needs a chance.
I think I just don't. I think I'm just too old to understand video games at this point.
Sean Sneetcha has the top-rated comment. And he says, "Get your straws here. Free straws for grasping right here." Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think people are grasping at straws, but who knows? Maybe it's a little Easter egg for fans. But yeah, it should be a purple and a black chair. That would make more sense. That's right. Here's another one of my favorite stories this week. Yeah, NetEase, which is a Chinese developer who works mostly on mobile games. They have a game out, and it's called Operation Wind Cloud Island.
Yes, I saw your video on this.
And in Operation Wind, a lot of people were saying Operation Wind Cloud Island had a lot of similarities to Breath of the Wild. So it started a whole debate. And on different Chinese social media sites, the discussion was going on. And NetEase caught wind of some of this discussion.
Chinese social media, meaning like China has their own special social media.
They have some stuff.
Socialist media.
Every like part of the world has like certain apps or stuff that are like, let's put it this way. In North America, eBay is popular. In Japan, Yahoo Auctions is popular.
Interesting.
There you go. So anyway.
Who uses Yahoo?
What?
Who uses Yeah.
in Japan.
Yeah.
So the debate about this game was going on, and NetEase's social media person got into this discussion and decided to go crazy. They started saying, first off, that they were bad-mouthing Nintendo fans who say that mobile games aren't real games. Okay, I don't think you should have been bad-mouthing, but I do agree. I find it silly that people say mobile games aren't real games, but that's a discussion for another day. But then he started bad-mouthing Nintendo fans in general, calling them derogatory names. He said that all Nintendo Switch games are inferior to PC games. And then for some unknown reason, he was also saying how PS4 players and the PS4 sucks. I don't know why all this happened. So obviously, this social media account doing this is a social media account for an official company doing this kind of berating of people, called a lot of attention. Screenshots started to go around. Then the comments were deleted, and NetEase came back with another statement on social media, and they're like, guys, we're just joking. We love Nintendo
We're just
here.
joshing.
My girlfriend, my best friend got a hold of my phone.
We love the Switch. It's great. And they're like, here's our Switch. Look at all the stuff that we got. They showed off their Switch and some Nintendo Labo and some games and stuff. But it turns out that picture wasn't theirs. They took a picture from the internet and pretended it was their own. The internet found out very quickly, obviously. And NetEase has been quiet ever since because they were caught in a lie after acting crazy. And yes, they're like, let's just stay quiet and pretend this never happened. And as I was saying in the video, NetEase a couple months ago, their president was saying how he wanted to work with Nintendo to create some games together. So I don't know if this whole situation is going to have some sort of impact on that, but we'll find out. Ben Golden Triforce says, oh man, this is great. This is one of those stories I am going to forget about in 5 years, remember, and be amazed all over again. Yeah, I don't know if they've released an official statement again since all this happened, just apologizing and leaving it at that. But yeah, certainly a story that's going to stick with me. And that's whenever I hear NetEase, this is what I'm going to think of now. Hello, Rocket. I see you over there. North America this week.
See you, baby.
Downloads. What North America get? We got Okami HD. We also got Minute. This is all Switch. We got Minute, which I'll be talking about later. We also got 2064 Read-Only Memories Integral, which has been a long time coming to the Switch. Dragon Ball Fighter Z's open beta is now available, and that runs until today. Today?
It's the 11th.
Yes, today. Hot damn today. Also available, Prehistoric Isle 2, the Neo Geo game. Blobcat. Catch 'em Goldfish Scooping. Catch 'em, I guess. Catch 'em Goldfish Scooping.
I'm sorry.
Catch 'em. Catch 'em goldfish
Cosmic
scooping.
Star Heroine comes out on the 14th. Earthlock got a demo. Green is available. Megaton Rainfall. Nightmares from the Deep 2. The Siren's Call. Pixel Action Heroes got a demo. Shut Eye. State of Mind comes out on the 15th. Subaru City. Tetris Escape. The Amazing Shinsengumi. Heroes in Love. Tokitori 2 Plus got a demo. Unexplored is available. Valkyria Chronicles 4 got a demo. That's a big game coming out from Sega for the Switch. And there's no Wii U. And there's no 3DS.
Okay.
Wow! Incredible!
So there's another week of some really good stuff in there. Steel Diver says, let me know when Okami gets a physical release in English. Although the Japanese copy comes with English, the Japanese characters on the spine look weird with the rest of my games. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. He's really particular, isn't he?
Print your own cover. Jeez, that's really rough. I mean, it's your collection.
I don't believe in digital or in
Japanese characters.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
Tell me your thing.
I feel, right? So
I feel my thing.
I'm a reader. I like to read.
I like to feel my thing.
Right.
I'm a reader.
Now, for a little while, I felt guilty getting a Kindle because...
I'm a lawyer.
Forget it.
Go ahead. No.
Because, you know, there was that like, oh, but I love books. And then it occurred to me that there are people who love books and there are people who love reading.
Oh, sure.
I happen to be both, but I love to read more than I love like the idea of a book.
Mhm.
So I'm happy to have anything I want to read available to me at all times, as opposed to a bunch of books sitting on a shelf. And I feel like sometimes that happens with like, well, it happens in all kinds of areas, but that's what it sounds like to me. Like I'm more interested in what the case looks like sitting on my shelf than I am in the experience of playing.
Omar likes your shirt.
Valid plug for everyone.
He knows what it's for. Just wanted to say.
Hey, where'd you get that shirt from?
It is
WWEshop.com.
Oh, that's
Finn Balor
right.
shirt. Yeah,
Finn Balor.
yeah.
All right, Europe. This week's digital
He's a
downloads.
demon.
I am a demon. Dead Cells. These again all switch. Overcooked 2, Okami HD, Loot Monkey, Bling Palace, Flipping Death, the award-winning Flipping Death. I have to point out.
Award-winning.
Slamland,
The
Super
award-winning.
Blackjack Battle 2 Turbo Edition, The Card Warriors, Toby, The Secret Mine, Metal Slug 4, Heavy Machine Gun,
Heavy machine gun.
Rocket Launcher.
Rocket launcher.
Oh
my God, why isn't it on here?
Kids Horror Daisuken. Nope. Kids Horror Daisakusen. There you go.
Huh?
I
What?
should get some Metal Slug stuff on there. Yeah.
You really
Sure,
should.
we say that all the time. Blobcat, Megaton
Also, I have no
Rainfall,
idea what you just said.
Minute, Shut Eye, Subaru City, The Amazing Shinsegumi, Heroes in Love, Unexplored, Dragon Ball FighterZ Open Beta, Nightmares from the Deep 2, The Siren's Call, Tetra's Escape, and that is not anything related to Zelda, Valkyria Chronicles 4 Demo, DLC for a whole bunch of stuff. These European releases are
I
killing
know,
me.
right? Like, geez.
Look at all this stuff.
Just kill me already.
And the 3DS eShop got double breakout. Are there no themes?
Double breakout, huh?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's.
Double break.
I'm guessing
You said break. That's
that's all I got.
that's all I
Yeah,
got
I'm
to
guessing
work
it's
with.
a brick breaker clone or whatever. Breakout clone.
Oh, okay.
Steven Tendo says
Brick
this was,
breaker.
this was a good week for me. Picked up Dead Cells. I got 20% off because I preloaded. It's such a good game. I've been having a lot of fun with it the last few days.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of good coverage. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
I have not.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
I know a couple of weeks ago I said that I had thought that Lube was playing it, but I think I might have gotten it confused with what is it called? Enter the Gungeon.
That he was playing. Yes,
Because
yes.
I guess because those are both like
Pixel games?
no, not they're both kind of roguelike.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true. Yes.
Yeah, except one's like side scrolling and the other is
Yeah, Dead
Top
Cells
down.
is side-scrolling Metroidvania, and Enter the Gungeon is top-down, like
yeah.
you know, Gauntlet.
Yeah, but
Smash
they're
TV.
both like what's the word?
Yes, roguelike.
What's the other word though? Besides roguelike, something.
I don't know what you...
It's okay.
Procedurally generated.
Yeah, sure. Let's move on.
Sakurai talked about Smash Brothers being a dream project to work on, and he also talks about how it's important to keep games open for everyone. So about it being a dream project, he says, I feel like it should be a dream project for anybody in video games. The fact that we can collaborate with all these different people and characters and meld that all together without any inconsistencies is something I am very proud of. If I were to lean towards one kind of player or the other, game development would be easier, but forgoing the pros or forgoing the beginners wouldn't result in Smash as it is now, and that's something I hold dear and important. He also talks about potentially working on more Smash Brothers in the future, which we know like he's going to do. He says, the best way to enjoy video games is to play what other people have made. But at the same time, I have a role. At this point, I have been asked to create Smash, and so I am doing that. And I will continue to do so if the demand is there. So he's already talking about working on another Smash after this Smash. But hopefully he gets a nice long rest. Saltine.
Great name.
That's the top-rated comment. And they say, we truly do not deserve this perfect human being. Twitter put him on the cross and he turned the other cheek and gave us Simon Belmont and King K Rool. I hope things get easier for him, and I hope he gets a long break. Someone else
monster.
Someone else can work on the DLC.
We don't have Simon Belmont, but we do have Richter.
Well, yeah, close enough.
Sure.
They're both Belmonts. It counts.
I guess.
We're not going to do that.
Well, we're not including the Lords of Shadow canon, right?
Is it canon?
I don't even know.
No, I think Lords of Shadow is.
Where what's his name? Gabriel.
Yes.
Belmont is also Dracula.
He's also a spoiler.
And he's also a spoiler.
He's also handsome.
Well, sure. I mean,
sure.
They're all handsome. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest here. The only reason we play Castlevania games is because they're handsome. Just a quick reminder, Nintendo wants you to know the Switch Online is coming in September. They specifically have said now that it's the second half of September, but no new details. And then our final top story this week is another great one.
Mm-hmm.
Doom Eternal is coming to the Switch. So we knew Doom Eternal was a thing. It was announced at E3, but Bethesda or id Software, however you say it, did not confirm platforms for it. And they were saying, look forward to QuakeCon because we're going to show you a lot of stuff about Doom Eternal. And they did. And their Twitter account specifically said it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch.
They still do QuakeCon?
Yeah, every year. Yeah, because
Really?
there's a Quake game going on right now.
Is there really?
Free Quake game, yeah.
How many Quake?
They have tournaments.
How many
and
Quakes
stuff.
is that?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't,
That's a good question.
yeah, I haven't played a Quake game in probably 20 years at this point.
Omar, they haven't said any release date for any platform yet, but if there's ever going to be a game that's going to be close to the release date of the other versions, it's going to be Doom Eternal. So you can see gameplay footage of that. Obviously not running on
That's
Switch.
a good question.
But you can see footage and artwork, and there's a whole bunch of details on the game as well. It looks fantastic. Basically, it's like the last Doom that we got, except with everything cranked up to 11. So they're bringing back some classic weapons from old school Doom that haven't been in this one or haven't been in the revamp yet. They also are adding in brand new enemies and bringing back some classic enemies like the old.
That's called being a grown-up. Brand new enemies and classic enemies.
The old. Like army guys that used to be in the original, like those guys.
Oh,
they're bringing
sure,
them
sure.
back. They've redesigned them. There's, like I said, new weapons, and now you have a grappling hook that can pull you closer to enemies very quickly.
Grappling hook.
You have,
Doom? All right.
you can now swing around poles. You now have this giant energy sword too to fight enemies with. So check out the footage of this game because it looks really cool. It's just Doom, but even crazier Doom, which is great.
Yeah, we need some Doom on the soundboard.
So yeah, what do you even put in there? Just monster sound effects. What else is there?
Oh come on, there's got to be more than that, right?
Go ahead, you tell me. All I can think of is
sure.
the classic sound effects from the original Doom. I was like, there's no talking. Nobody wants anything from Doom 3. I can't remember anything from Doom 3. There's no memorable catchphrases in the new Doom.
Yeah, it's probably just something exploding.
I could definitely get the sound effects of the monsters though. Top rated comment says, I think we mean Nintendo is eternally doomed. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I loved the
Die, monster.
I love the last Doom. You loved the last Doom.
I did. I did very much.
So I'm sure we'll both be playing this one. That's great. And Bethesda said more stuff is coming. And there's the first of their more stuff. So this bodes well for Wolfenstein Youngblood. Or Youngbloods. I don't remember if there's an S or not. Now I feel like lube. But I think it bodes.
Because you pluralize.
Yes, I think it bodes well for that game coming to Switch too. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. Mombrain,
Yes.
what have you been playing?
Fortnite. That was my big news, and that's that.
No,
That's it?
Yeah.
Kirby, what have you been playing?
All I played was the demo for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Ah, and did you like it?
Sure. I mean, To be honest, it was only the first 3 levels.
Yeah, I played the
So
demo.
I
It's
felt like
very
it was honestly felt like it was a great game for babies.
quick. It is a very quick demo, and yes, you get the 3 easiest levels. So I wish.
But it kind of reminded me of like a puzzle game from like the early '90s.
One in particular, or in general?
No, well, maybe I'm like misremembering, but wasn't there like a point in the early '90s where there were like a bunch of like puzzle platformer games with like really cute mascots? Maybe not.
There were some Klonoa games that had more puzzle elements than others.
But I kind of feel that it was more like a '90s thing more than like the current generation.
I'm trying to think of like an isometric puzzle game like that. Daka says Solstice, which was a very long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, Solstice obviously wasn't like super cutesy or anything.
Yes. I'm interested in this. I have to go back and take a look now. But that's it. That's all you play.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
And it was good, I guess.
Okay.
It was just too easy, and it was for babies. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Rami, what did you play?
Oh, thanks, Mom Ray.
Damn it.
I've been playing more Iconoclasts, which I talked about last time.
Isn't that a Metroidvania game?
It is a Metroidvania game, yes,
Nice.
like one of the million that are on Switch right now. So I'm still playing that and enjoying it. But thank you, Omar. But I've been playing Minute. I sat down to play Minute for the first time last night. Now,
I'm dying here.
Mom Brain,
I
let
thought it was plugged in.
me tell you
But I
about
wasn't.
Minute.
Hey, look, let me tell you, we only have a hot minute before I got to start getting a move on.
Yeah, let me tell you.
16 already.
Let me tell you, guys.
Minute.
What's going on here?
For those that don't know, including Mom Brain, plays like a Zelda game.
Mhm.
It's all black and white.
Uh-huh.
You play this. I don't even know what the character is. It's like a little like circle with a big long beak. I
Okay.
don't know. But here's the kicker. You only ever live for a minute. You have
I mean, that's
Oh
pretty
my
much what happens to
God.
me in games all the time.
you have
anyway.
60 seconds to do whatever you're doing. So you're in a big like Zelda-esque world, and you have to figure out where you need to go. So you just wander around for a minute, and maybe you find something, and maybe you don't. You die, you start over again, and you go back a different direction and see what you can find that way, and start to put together pieces of a puzzle to figure out what's going on. And when you collect items, that's the only thing you keep when you die. So when you're back at your house again, you have the sword that you collected or the watering can that you found, something like that. So you don't have to go recollect those things. So it's about getting things done in that minute's time span to progress further in the game. So I played it. I beat it last night because you obviously can't have a game that you play 60 seconds and have it be like 20 hours long, because that would be torture. It took me, I want to say, about 70 to 80 minutes altogether to beat the game. And I very much enjoyed it. I think you would really like it. I think you should give it a shot. Like I said, it's got puzzles like Zelda. It's got an overworld like Zelda. You fight enemies like Zelda. But it's black and white, and it's got its own story, obviously, a unique story, and you find out why everything is going on. And then after you beat it once, you get a new game plus mode, which is harder and rearranges things. And then I believe if you beat that mode, you get another mode, which is another character's perspective, and you do something completely different. So my time with Minute was very well spent. I really enjoyed it. Let me see how long or how much this game costs. Minute, Switch, eShop. All right, Kirby, we're going to have to steal
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
your
sure.
plug now. Unfortunately, we don't have time for questions again. Mom Brain
Jeez.
is on the run,
What
so
keeps
we
happening?
have to go. Well, this week was a really big news week.
I guess. Have to talk about Waluigi again.
Minute is $10. So, like I said,
got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
thanks, Matt. Hello, Super Sanchez. I don't know how long the second playthrough is, and I don't know how long that bonus third mode is, but you should check it out. If you got $10 and you're itching for something to play, I would suggest that. And I played it all handheld. I encountered one glitch where the music stopped, but other than that, played fine. Really enjoyed it. Liked it. Very unique. Interesting.
Anything else?
Tasty. Toasty! That should be on there. All right, Mom Brain, let's do
really
this.
First song comes from Andy the Zombie.
No.
Yeah, I'm defaulting to you on this one.
Wow.
I feel like I've heard this in our house a lot.
Is it Kirby something?
Yeah.
Which Kirby? The Crystal Shards?
Squeak
No.
Squad?
Nope.
Mass Attack?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kirby Mass Attack.
Crystal Squeaks.
Yeah, that's good.
Really very comfortable.
The Shard Squad?
Kirby Shard Squad.
So that was
Shard Squad.
from Andy the Zombie.
You can
Next,
send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
where?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. Also, send your
Oh.
questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
This one comes from Fred McNanner. I push play.
Others.
All right, this is Donkey Kong Country 3. You're not going to fool me.
And it is.
You're not gonna fool me.
This is so interesting because it's a playoff Super Mario 64's theme, the castle theme.
Yeah, right?
But this game came out before the 64 was released. So it's a little Easter egg, and we didn't even know it at the time.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Pretty cool.
You won't.
That was from Fred McNanner. This one comes from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks.
Is this Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Sounds like a licensed game to me.
Yeah.
You are missing some people here who would probably know this
Robin Hood.
right away. No.
Good guess.
Is Lube the person?
He was one of the people.
Son of a bitch. Star
Civilization.
Civ.
Oh my God.
Sid Meier's Civ on the SNES, and that was from Jet Jaguar. This one comes from Blood Ocean 07.
Is this first party?
Yep,
It's a portable.
sure is.
3DS?
Yep.
Okay, this should be easy enough. Kid Icarus Uprising.
No.
Fire Emblem.
No.
Super, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a Metroid.
No.
Pokemon.
No.
Oh, good. Kirby.
Nope.
Mario.
Yep.
Oh, I would have known it now.
Mario and Luigi?
No.
The
Oh, that eliminates a lot right there. Good.
brother-in-laws?
Super Mario 3D Land.
No.
It's a sport. Mario Party.
No.
The top. Oh. Mario Golf.
No.
Mario Sports.
Mario and Sonic?
No.
Son of a
goodness.
bitch.
The sports are the way to go.
Yeah.
Sports on 3DS, I can't remember.
Hate sports so much.
Mario Tennis.
Yes. Mario Tennis Open
Oh, thank God.
from Blood Ocean 07. This
thank God
one
for
comes
tennis.
from Brother Kife.
Ooh, I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, Brother Kife sends things.
Oh, I know this.
Oh my God, really?
What system is this?
We-
Okay. It's not an art style game, is it? Yeah.
It is.
I don't remember the name of the art style games though. I really don't remember the name of the art style games.
Is it art style Cyborg Nightmare?
I mean, I'll give it to you. 'Cause
Art style. Give me your first letter.
L.
What does it I don't know.
Well, I'll give it to you because you
Okay.
art style light tracks.
Light tracks. Yes.
Yeah,
How
from
many art
Brother
style
Kite.
games were there? I probably know like maybe 2 offhand.
Maybe 4?
This one's
Oh,
from
okay.
Game Freak 613.
5? Minda's Lament from not Twilight Princess, right?
Right.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah. From Brawl.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Vicky Hill's favorite song.
It's too upsetting. It's so melancholy. I don't like it.
There's
And
worse
I
than that.
appreciate it, but
Appreciate it.
this next one comes from Toad 64.
Oh my god, I know this too. What system?
Super Nintendo.
Licensed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Is it that guy?
we definitely had this on the show.
Alright, Flintstones.
No.
Waterworld.
No.
One More Man.
No.
It's definitely licensed.
Yeah.
Total Recall.
No.
Adam Sandler. Judge Dredd.
No.
RoboCop. I'll turn it down one. Does it fit the song? Yeah.
Not particularly.
Yeah, that's why I know I've listened to this soundtrack because it was so weird.
They're never appropriately.
We've gotten everyone right so far, haven't we? Oh
Son
no.
of a bitch. Stargate?
No.
God, it feels Home Improvement.
No.
It feels like a Stargate song, yeah. Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right.
Jurassic Park from Toad 64.
Thank God.
This one comes from Wired.
Oh well, downhill.
Jurassic Park.
I don't know this at all. I don't even know what system it is.
Oh my god.
Game Boy Color.
My brain. Is this the last song?
No.
I'm sorry.
What system?
You really?
NES.
I really don't know this at all.
I don't know. Sorry.
How about a Dizzy game?
No.
How about Micro Machines?
Was,
No.
was Dizzy the egg
The egg.
guy? Yeah.
Egg.
Oh, egg.
Dizzy was egg. I don't know. Go ahead.
Cool World.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Didn't play it. Sorry.
This one comes from Blake.
I know this.
What the hell?
Is this Rhythm Heaven Fever?
No.
This is the game is related to the music, right?
Yep.
What system?
Wii U.
Nintendo Land?
Yep.
Wait a minute. What one in Nintendo? Don't tell me. All right, tell me what one.
Let's Dance.
What?
Let's Dance.
Oh,
Future
yeah. I forgot that was in it.
Or I'm sorry, that was Let's Tap.
This one comes from, and it's the last
And
one.
Future Dancing Game.
Mikey3319.
Oh yeah. Oh. Sequel to Mike Tyson's Punch Out that I never played.
No, but you're eerily close in a way. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. You're not.
Now I'm very excited.
It's another one of those things that I do that you probably don't.
So Mike Tyson looks like somebody to you?
No.
Oh boy.
It's worse than
Is this
that.
sports related?
No.
So it's not Mike Tyson and it's not sports, and you are thinking of something.
Karnov?
No.
Man, this is good. Go ahead, Wheeler.
License.
Yeah, but it's a guy. It's a licensed guy who looks like
James Bond Jr.
No.
who looks
Just gotta
like
guess that.
Mike Tyson.
Go ahead.
Oh, boy.
It's Rambo. And sometimes I mix up Rambo and Rocky sometimes.
Well, I mean, the actor's the same,
Thank goodness.
Well, sure.
but the characters are
I know.
very
So when
different.
you said Punch Out, I thought Rocky and
Rocky's
Oh,
a
that's
punch-out.
right, 'cause they're
Oh,
both
punching.
boxers.
I
Okay.
got you.
All right. It's okay. Don't
Not
worry
too
about it.
far of a stretch.
so what was that 8 you got?
How many do you have? We missed 2.
10.
Well, then we got 8.
All right.
I'll take it.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
job, guys.
GN
Thank you.
podcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
GN podcastmusic@gmail.com. Kirby, you go pee. Mom Brain, you go get ready. And me, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for stopping by. Man, that was a nice song for Rambo.
I thought so.
It does not make me think of Rambo, but it doesn't have to.
That's right, it doesn't.
Yeah, I have no idea I can't remember what the music in Rambo was like.
I mean, I can't imagine.
Boner.
Any of it.
Still Diver says, my music, sad face. Still haven't played it.
Oh, maybe next.
Could
week.
you do me a favor and get one Steel Diver song in there next week?
Remind me next week.
Oh, I will. Shake on it. You gonna do that for Steel Diver?
Yeah, if you remind me.
Why don't people shake like that?
Because
Shaking is up and down like this. Why don't you go like this?
Look at that. Grandma arm.
Let's shake like that for now. Good to see you.
Now, do both people do it? Because that's probably why you
Yeah, you
don't.
do it.
Because it's like,
It's great. It's so much better.
is that like the Donald Trump shake?
What?
Doesn't he shake like?
He does the old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Pull me up.
I'm a strong man. He pulls you in close and shakes your hand.
You got a little eye flake. See it?
Omar says, RMC, what is a funny fart story you know?
No talking during the test.
Yeah, that's a funny fart story. Our friend, Dew Michaels, was in class with a kid. And it was test taking time, and you know that you're supposed to be quiet when you're all taking a test. So the room was silent, and this boy David in class farted, and obviously everyone heard it because there's no noise going on. So it was a very loud fart, and the teacher said, "No talking during the test, David."
And that teacher, by the way, knew exactly what they were saying.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for sure.
You give teachers a lot of credit.
Because I would have totally done that and like laughed.
But
with
what
them.
if it was like Mr. O'Rourke?
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
he was dumb.
There's a funny fart story for you. All right, well, this is almost done exporting. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Play something on the Switch because there's so much to play. Have a great weekend. Take it easy. Rest, relax. Hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.